Well, shoppers feeling the weight of their growing grocery bills have likely noticed most at the meat counter. A recent report from Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University found prices for strip loin and top sirloin up 33% since January. Pork ribs, even chicken breast prices are up as well. So home economist Jodi Kachkar joins us this morning with protein alternatives, a little easier on the wallet for budget-conscious households. So before we get into what we have on the plates here, Jodi, let's talk about protein, because it seems like people think they need more than they actually do.
Oh, that's absolutely true. So honestly, when we think about Canada's Food Guide, we think about like a whole plate, and 1/4 of your plate is intended to be a protein food. So that's often 2 to 3 ounces of meat.
Okay.
That is not what typically people purchase or intend to see. So if you go to a restaurant, often the protein, the meat, is the anchor. So you're looking at 6, 8, 10 ounces, which is far more than you need.
Do you gain anything by eating more protein?
No, I wouldn't say. Certainly it's more expensive, for sure. From a health standpoint, like, I'm not a dietitian, so I wouldn't speak to anybody's specific needs. But really, your body, if we're thinking at a plate, Canada's Food Guide, so 1/4 of your plate is protein foods, 1/4 of your plate is carbohydrate type foods, grains, whole grains, those kinds of things, and half your plate should be fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
You won't be hungry if you follow that guideline.
Okay, great. Now let's talk about what we do have on your plates as we discuss protein alternatives. If you want to maybe supplement your meat or get away from it altogether because of the price, what do we have here?
So I focused on chickpeas just because that's a popular item in my house.
Okay.
And in my family, I cook vegetarian probably 3 or 4 times a week, particularly during the school year. I'm a high school teacher on the regular. And summertime is a really good time to try new dishes, because often you don't have the stress of trying to get out your door to soccer practice or piano lessons or all those things. So I have a couple of different chickpea items that I have cooked. So we've got a braised chickpea that's sort of on the Italian side. So there's pesto and some mozzarella cheese in there with grilled bread. And then we have chana masala, which is a more Indian feel. So tomatoes, onions, curry with rice and naan bread. And then I made hummus. I make hummus every week. My husband is a fan, and we're trying to duplicate Jerusalem shawarma's hummus, which is lovely.
Yeah.
I'm close. It's not bad.
Sure.
And all of these things are really inexpensive. A can of chickpeas is $1.27.
Yeah. So how many chickpeas, like, is it a can that's going to match the protein intake, say, of chicken breast, or how do we do that sort of
So a can, maybe 2 cans of chickpeas would be the equivalent of a pound of meat.
Okay.
Which would feed a family of 4.
Sure.
So, you know, not too bad. Where you're looking at $2.50. We are talking about dishes that cost pennies.
Right.
Pennies.
Right. Okay, that's a big, big difference. Now, what would you say to people who are worried about the prep time navigating chickpeas when they're used to, say, just grilling chicken breast or just putting a steak on the barbecue?
Buy a canned version, absolutely. The benefit of both of these cooked dishes, like we're dinner dishes, where they're stovetops, right? So it's like you're not heating up your house, you don't need to turn an oven on, all of those things. It's not a lot more prep. I don't usually work from dried chickpeas because I'm not that organized where I need to soak them overnight. I'm like, I can't be bothered. So just buy a can of chickpeas. And there you go.
Is there anything tricky you want people to watch out for when they're cooking with chickpeas?
So the thing to be aware of when you're cooking with chickpeas is that often unless the can says no salt, often they are salted in the chickpea liquid.
Okay.
So I would recommend rinsing them before you cook with them, and then taste and salt towards the end of your dish so that you can get it to the way that you want.
Okay, and this looks like exactly the way that I would want. If you would like the recipes for what Jodi has here, they are available. We do have them. You can text us at 10400 if you'd like it. We can send them along to you as well. So, Jodi, thanks again for all your advice and all your help.